Hello everybody and welcome to this, your Sagittarius April 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. Well, we have a great deck for you this month. Now, until about an hour and a half ago, so about 3 readings ago that I've just taped, I had no idea what this deck was called. Still not really certain. All I know is that it was given to me by one of my children, probably who picked it up in a flea market, so it's probably my daughter because she's the queen of bargain hunting and finding bargains in charity shops and flea markets and what have you. And I didn't even realize I still had it. I found it earlier this morning in my in a box in my garage. Now, when I was doing the taping another one of them just about an hour and a half ago, this thing was in the middle of the deck, and this, well, it's got the same backs as you can see, and it. So I'm assuming it's related to the deck, and it looks like it's an autographed note from the developer, and it is. The developer is M.M. Meline, who has signed it and said, enjoy Tabula Mundi Tarot, the edition Coloris Arcus II. So, given that it's been signed by the developer, it must be an independent deck, I assume. Now, and the fact that that it's signed by the developer is really good, and of course, I just left it in a box without realizing that's probably a really good thing to have. Now, you know, of course, that I provide clairvoyant readings to people all over the world, literally all the continents, with the exception of Antarctica, and over FaceTime or Skype, and the description will tell you what's involved in that. If you're interested or curious, now I charge for those. I've got expenses like everyone else. They go for about an hour and a half, sometimes a bit longer. But there's another thing which I also offer to you for free, which goes for about 3/4 of an hour, sometimes as much as an hour, and it is the gift of healing, which comes through me and not from me. Now, where it comes from, you can probably put 2 and 2 together. I don't need to colour in the pictures for you, I'm sure. But there's nothing special about me in that respect. Obviously, I was just said, look, you are going to do this when you're here. You. Okay, so that's how I ended up with it. Just nothing special about me. But for over 4 decades, I've been doing it. Now, it's clear that I am to provide it to anybody who asks for it. And I'm happy for people to ask for it, because by providing it, I'm fulfilling my spiritual duty. Now, the thing is that I can receive nothing in return for it. Right? So you won't be sold anything. There's no obligation. There's no expectation. There's nothing. You're not going to go on any email list or anything like that, or be bombarded with emails from me. Nothing worse than that, is there? So, if this is calling out to you, as it has done for hundreds of people through this channel, then I say to you, just don't be shy. Don't be afraid to connect with me through the email address that's in the description, and I happily provide it. I set time aside each day to do it, you know. So you're not putting me out of my usual routine. Now, there are no ads in this, so you get to enjoy the content direct and show me the magic. A couple here. There's the 7 of Wands and the Princess of Discs. Here is what? Another couple. Well, let's do this one first. The Ace of Swords and the Hermit. The Ace of Swords can go in the middle. You will go there. That's my usual tried and true positioning of cards for these. What's the final one? The 8 of Wands. That is you all over the place. Right. Well, why don't you come and sit down here next to me? I'll also bring the camera around so everybody else can have a good look as well. And you and I can have a good close look at the imagery that's on these cards together while the cosmic energies swirl and speak to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. Now I'll just show you while I'm waiting for this energy to pour up so I can understand it all, I'll just show you the back of this card, shall I? A lot of people like to see the backs of cards. Look, I'm only interested sometimes if they're independent decks, because then they have something which is really quite unusual to see. As a general rule, compared to mass market decks, I think myself, so I don't always show them, as you know. Now, it's interesting, this total energy, just while it's coming up, there's parts of it here, particularly here, that reminds me of my wife. Beautiful woman. Not beautiful in the sense of Vogue cover girl beauty that, dissipates over time, but beautiful features, beautiful eyes, beautiful smile, beautiful skin, a beautiful laugh, beautiful friend, beautiful lover. And we were lying in our bed one night, her naked body pressed up to mine, and our sweat golden in the dimmed lighting. And she whispered to me, "You are like a god, like an immortal one." And I whispered back to her, "Oh, I'm far from that, my love. I feel very mortal, such that each night I lie with you, I can imperceptibly feel a tiny part of me slip away." And the next day, she left me. She was going across a crossing, and a person in a car, coked or methed out of their head, broke a red light and slammed into her full speed. And it was instant. And later that day, when I had to identify the body, I noticed that those beautiful features had been dishonored by that moment of brutality. But she still speaks to me. She speaks to me of love and renewal and hope and joy in living. And it's as if she is speaking to me even now, as she says again that at the center of the universe is a loving heart that continues to beat and that wants the best for every person. And anything that we can do to help foster the intellect and spirit and emotional growth of our fellow human beings, that is our job. And for those of us who have this particular vision, well, we must continue against all odds, because life is for service. Right, well, this has all come to me in one flash now, so let's have a look at this first one here. A lot of feminine energy around this. This is the Ace of Swords. Excuse me for that brief interlude there. I just needed to pull up the thoughts here. This is a time when you'll have great original thinking, brilliant powers of thought, almost as if there is a divine inspiration. I think that Aquarius, Pisces, and Capricorn may well be important to you at this time. And the grip of the sword is comprised by a coiled snake here. The snake, the symbol of transformation, shows that your conscious energies are going to become accessible to your conscious mind. And the energies released in this process, they will be available to be fully used. You will have a great clarity, and that clarity is a wonderful condition for any work or undertaking that you want to put in motion. You'll be able to recognize facts and call by name things which other people would prefer to sweep under the carpet. Now, I think this does entail something of a responsibility on your part at that time. Be sure never to express your insights into things heartlessly. But when you are fully in contact with love, then use this sword without sparing yourself or others. There really is going to be with you, I think, a new perspective on life that was previously unclear, so that you can actually get to the heart of the matter. You will gain a new vision, and you'll go after opportunities which draw upon your creative and mental abilities. Now, this sword here might also mean that you will be called upon to stand up for the rights of others, or even for yourself, for your personal values and beliefs. You gain a new insight and inspiration. It's as if you come out of these clouds of confusion and into clarity. It's blue skies for you this month, so steam ahead. There's also something here, I think, which deals with, actually, interestingly, women in general. There's women here as well, I suppose. For the girls, as I'll call them, and I don't mean any disrespect by that, I'm probably old. Well, I would probably be older than anybody listening to this. So you'll forgive me if I call you all girls, because I'm older. This is an energy here for the girls who have a tendency to stay up at night listening to music that reminds them of their current situation, who hide their fears, their hurt, their pain and their tears under smiles and laughs and giggles on a daily basis. The girls who wear their heart on their sleeve. The girls who pray that things will work out just once and they'll be satisfied. The girls who scream and cry into their pillow because everybody else just fails to listen. The girls who have so many secrets but won't tell a soul. The girls who have mistakes and regrets as a daily occurrence. The girls that never seem to win. The girls that stay up at night thinking about that one boy and hoping that he'll notice her one day. The girls who take life as it comes. To the girls who are hoping that it will get better somewhere down the road. For the girls who love with all of their heart, although it always gets broken. To the girls who think it's over. To real girls, to all girls, understand this. You are important, you matter, and you are beautiful. Well, where shall we go next? Let's have a look at what's around. Let's have a look at the Hermit. Hello, Hermit. And here is Hermit. And Hermit is got a lot of Virgo around it. This is the Hebrew letter for Yod. Now, it's called Yod, the Hebrew letter. Now, I'm not Jewish, but because I'm a geek and crazy, I got right into the Hebrew language at one stage. Now, I can tell you that this Yod is the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. It's usually seen like a dot, a point like this. It represents the Creator, the single point from which all of creation emerges, and the unity within division. It is the foundation of all foundations, the hidden divine spark which causes everything to be. It represents the power of the Spirit to govern and guide matter. Now, this guy clearly has become a little bit enlightened. He's walked down this hill along this path. As you can see, he's about to go in through this doorway, maybe into the underworld, guarded usually by this three-headed dog Cerberus. And here is his lantern, shedding light out onto the world at large. Now, there'll be a great wistful feeling with you at one point during the month here. Very wistful, very, Just can't put my finger on it yet. But until I do, this is saying that you are going inside to find your own light. There's the completion of things here, these wheat things here, which you can see they are representing that it's time to harvest. So there's gain and benefit coming your way. You'll be resting in your own center, and I think you might find that you are quite a wise guide to other people, maybe even a mentor. There's a wisdom with you, see. You might be providing the advice, the counsel that people are looking for. All unfinished business has got to be attended to before the available energy in here can burst forth and come into your light. Now, there is a transforming light of inner clarity which is coming along with this, isn't it? Which is filling you bit by bit, all levels of your being. These sheaves ripen the fruits of your surrender to the internal self become visible. Now, this grain can be harvested and shared with others, because whoever has found the inner reality can share the experience of transformation with other people. I think this is asking you to listen to your inner wisdom, and the goal here for you is to find the inner voice and to learn to listen to it. So you will, I think, discover your inner guide and to become well acquainted with your inner healer as well. So you've got to get away from a situation, I think, in order to get a better insight into it. I think you're becoming aware of something that you were previously in the dark about and spending some alone time, some soul searching, and just recalibrating, just resetting yourself. Yes, but there's still this feeling of a wistfulness that's accompanying this inner self, this touching of the spirit inside you. How can I explain it? Maybe I can explain it with a metaphor. It's almost as if you will be looking around at the wind-blasted peaks and the swirls of mist moving past them. I think it'll be hard to take your eyes away from them. Maybe you might remember having been up on some of them, and that you'll go up on them again. Because there's something different to see each time, and something different from each one of those, and all the little streams to explore, and all those tracks to follow. Where do they lead? What was and is beyond? What stories are written in the snow? And maybe you will watch an eagle turn slowly and fall away, quick sliding across the dark trees that march in uneven ranks up the slopes. That eagle's piercing cry, it comes on the back of the wind. And maybe you'll think of that person at their desk, staring down from a city window at the ant colony, streets below, or the man toiling beside the thudding and rumbling of machinery, the person commuting to their job the same way at the same time each morning, staring at but never seeing the poles and the wires and the dirty buildings as they flash by. Perhaps everyone has a moment, a vision like this, a vision maybe not unlike the one you are going to have. And then when you come out of that period of looking at yourself and rebalancing, I think you're going to go through a great period of renewal. Now, you're going to dig deep and make things happen by moving quickly. That won't take a lot of time, but I want to spend more time on this because I love it. Look at that. Here she is, the Princess of Discs, or Taurus and Gemini and Aries. around here. You are going to be beautiful and strong, or handsome and magnetic if you're a man, pregnant with life, generous, kind, and benevolent here. This is saying to me that you will be, I think, following your true will and purpose that you come to through here. So this is also about getting in touch with that most important aspect of you and protecting it. This is a renewal. This is Aries, almost like zero. That's where the beginning of the zodiac here. Now, I do see around here pregnancy, actually, but also the birth of ideas. I think this might also be a very productive time for you after what may have seemed like something of a barren stretch. Also getting marriage. This is very good energy for those who are professional homemakers. Parenthood is something that's around here also. I'm just looking at her standing there, looking very vulnerable, wouldn't you say? Vulnerability. Well, do you know, we cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known, and when we honor the spiritual connection that grows from that offering with trust, respect, kindness, and affection. Now, love is not something we give or get. It is something you'll find that you nurture and grow. A connection can only be cultivated between two people when it exists within each one of them. We can only love others as much as we love ourselves. Shame, blame, disrespect, betrayal, and the withholding of affection damage the roots from which love grows. Love can only survive these injuries if they are acknowledged, healed, and made right. And remember that like her, the strongest love is the love that can demonstrate its fragility. Now, in many respects, this Princess of Discs is the energy through which all of the tarot recycles back to the Fool and through all the minor arcana and back again. And it's also saying to you that last year's words belong to last year's language. And next year's words await another voice. And to make an end is to make a beginning. I think here, this is not the beginning of a new chapter in your life. This is the beginning of a new book. That first book is already closed, ended, and tossed into the trash. This new book is newly opened and has just begun. Look, it's the first page for you, and it's a beautiful page. And with this renewal here also comes a message of you do have second chance. You have a second chance. Now, this might best be seen when, well, look, and again to use a metaphor, but when somebody dies and you're at the funeral service, you are always given the gift of second chances and a clean slate by the beloved. Now, at someone's funeral, their eulogy is a reminder that the living can turn their lives around at any point. You are not bound by the past. That is who you used to be. You're reminded that your feelings are not who you are, but how you felt at that moment. Your bad choices defined you yesterday, but they are not who you are today. Your future does not have to travel the same path with the same people. You can start over. You've got to leave past. You don't have to apologize to people that won't listen. You don't have to justify your feelings or actions during difficult times in your life. You don't have to put up with people that are insecure and want you to fail. All you have to do is walk forward with a positive outlook and trust that the beloved has a plan that is greater than the sorrow that you left behind in the past. The people of quality that were meant to be in your life, they won't need you to explain the beauty of your heart. They already understand what being human is. A roller coaster ride of emotions during rainstorms and sunshine, sprinkled with moments when you can almost reach the stars themselves. Now, as I mentioned, I don't want to spend as much on the last because I'm weary of your time, of course. Here we have Mars in Leo. Do you know Mars and Leo get on really well together here? You'll have a lot of courage, daring, impact. I think you'll be inclined to take some risks, and you won't be making any compromises, because here, the warlike power of Mars, combined with the daring of the lion in Leo, it will produce incredible force and impact. Now, this orangey colour here, combined with this fire down here, they are the colours of the warrior who strikes without wavering and is satisfied only with a decisive victory. I think compromises really are, I think I might have mentioned it earlier, but they're out of the question now because they would require a denial of your own inner reality. It is time for you, and you will stand your ground and remain true to your energies unconditionally. Now, this includes standing up, even in the face of immense resistance, but trust your power, because in this situation, during this month, you must assert yourself at all costs and have this confidence that I express my own reality openly and honestly. Now, you'll have massive powers of communication to go with this as well. Where did I see that? Here. Here is Mercury in the great sign of Sagittarius. Now, Mercury is, of course, the planet of here's the symbols of Mercury, and there's Caduceus and the boots of Hermes, who became Mercury in Roman times. Now, with this beautiful energy of Mercury here for you, you will possess clear, direct, swift communication ability, and you'll overcome misunderstandings. You'll be overcoming obstacles, and events are going to be moving fast. Blockages are going to be removed. I think some opportunities are arriving quickly, and you are manifesting the results that you are looking for. This is, with the number 8, also Mercury, power, balance, harmony, manifestation, practicality, skill, and importantly, decision. I think the time will come for you to define where you stand, but if you are open and remain centered, you will get over any misunderstandings. Now, is there anybody to whom you do not dare to openly state where you stand? Use this opportunity to open yourself up more to those people who mean something to you. Talk to them. You may quickly complete projects that are underway, but do make sure you concentrate where your energy will be directed and say to yourself, my openness and self-confidence, it opens the hearts of those I love. What a particularly good spread of cards for you. Made so much better for you. I told you those cards were good, did I not? Aren't they fascinating, the imagery that's on them? I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I enjoyed providing it to you, because I was delighted by it, I've got to say. Now, unless I see you privately, either for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing, then I'll see you here again next month. Until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. and I look forward to seeing you again next time. And until then, it's bye for now.